Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, we're going to look at basically how to sell or how to find competitive products on Amazon. Now, most of the time we're looking for low competition products, but today we're going to look at the flip side and just look at some products that are maybe a little bit too competitive, but then what would you have to do to break into that market if you are looking at these sorts of things? So let's get into it straight away. Before I do, make sure you are subscribed, turn on notifications, of course, smash that like button and comment any questions you do have below, okay? So let's go and go to the old screen. Okay, cool. So we are on Jungle Scout. I spent some time this morning just kind of looking at basically any product that kind of 10 to 30 pounds, estimated sales of over 1,000, so that we can find some ones that probably are going to be a little bit too competitive. Now, I've got 3 products that are maybe too competitive, but also I'm going to offer advice as to how you would actually get into those markets. And then one of them actually is a good product, maybe not that competitive, but I'll give you a reason. That's kind of the last one I'm going to show you that actually is a good product that some people might want to do. I don't particularly want to do it myself, and I will give you those reasons at the end, okay? So you guys are aware, normally on Amazon, for Amazon FBA and private labeling, we want to find products for our best interests that sell a lot of units per month. There's a high volume, a lot of interest in that product, but it's not too competitive to get into. There's not loads of sellers with loads and loads of reviews, because that's going to mean we're going to have to spend more money on advertising so that we can rank our product. We're going to have to give away quite a lot of units again so we can rank up that first page. Now, the reason why a lot of people don't do that at the beginning is because it costs more money, and we want the easiest way to market. The easiest way to market is have low competition so that we don't really have to spend a lot of money to do it. However, some people, this might be your 3rd product, 4th product, 5th product. You might have more, or you might have more income or more money to be able to invest in it. And you might want to look into these things in terms of building a brand. Now, everything we're going to talk about today is about basically making a brand, because just selling a product, you're not going to compete. It's just not going to happen. You need to be creating a brand for all of these ones we're going to look at. So again, you can go ahead and do this. I've just selected all categories. You can do it in any of the marketplaces. Price between whatever and whatever. Estimated sales, put it at 1,000, put it at 5,000, put it at 10,000. Doesn't really matter. Just put it high, and then I've just put no ratings. Sorry, no minimum and maximum for the reviews. That's kind of important for this. Now, the reason I choose all categories is because I can get ungated in every single category. I know how to do that. Some products I don't want to sell, some I do, but that's down to my preference. Like yours will be different. So the first thing we're going to look at is something that you would have probably seen loads and loads and loads. So I wanted to show you a product in the health niche, in terms of like protein powder or supplements, because generally a lot of supplements are too competitive. So if we just open up the Jungle Scout Chrome extension, you can see that the sales volumes are great. And I would say this competition, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 10 in the top 15, top 16 sellers. We have, what did I say, 10, 11, 12, something like that, over 100 reviews. So that's what we'd probably class as competitive. You have to be, first of all, selling these volumes and be competing with reviews to be able to get up to this point. So for example, if this was me, I wouldn't feel comfortable going into the product unless I knew I could get about 30 reviews really to kind of kickstart those sales. Because if you look here, like these guys, okay, they've got 9 reviews. They're not making a huge amount of money from it, making very, very little money because they're selling it super, super cheap. So they're probably new to market. I can imagine these guys have only just started selling. And it's actually fulfilled by merchant as well. And a lot of these top ones, it's Amazon selling them. So this would be the reason why you wouldn't go into this category unless you already have a brand set up, is that all these top sellers, Amazon are selling them, okay? We don't like that. We don't want that. We want FBM or FBA, fulfilled by merchant or fulfilled by Amazon, in terms of rather than an Amazon seller or Amazon selling them. And obviously the price is very low. However, if we look at something like protein powder, oh God, can't spell. We'll open up protein powder. So again, we have high sales, which is great. If you're a top seller, you're making serious money. But then bear in mind here we have things that are brands. So the only way you're going to get into this product, again, way too competitive, is if you have a really strong brand image and you're bringing in people from outside of Amazon. You'd probably rank on the second or third page. You'll still be making a lot of money. But it's all about the brand for this, all about the brand. So you see these guys here, Bulk Powers. Let's see if we can find their product. So I'm not going to click on their listing because that is not cool when people do that because they're sponsored. So I'm just going to find that individual product. There it is. And we can have a look at their kind of sales. So they're using PPC, okay? And they're across their different ones, they're getting about 1,000 sales a month. They have 820 reviews, so doing about 13 grand revenue a month. So that's, they've been doing it a while. It probably seems. Let's see if we can see when they're first available on Amazon. So look, they've been running for, since 18th of December 2013, so a fair amount of time. So this is the thing, you may be able to start now and build a product up in 2 or 3 years' time that would be in a very competitive niche, but you would have done the branding, you would have everything set by that point. So some people do get into supplements. I wouldn't go into something as broad as protein powder, but you can look at maybe some of the sub niches and just think how, if I really want to create a brand, if I want to create a nutrition brand, I want to create a healthy brand around what I do, say I'm into fitness, then you can do that. Just bear in mind, it's going to cost more money and it won't be as simple as buy a product, get it branded, get it on Amazon, do a giveaway or do some PPC. It's going to be a little bit harder than that. But some people want to do this. The other thing, okay, this is another product, okay? So let's just go to all departments. Travel umbrella. We're going to open that one up. Open up the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. There you go. Look, good sales. Dips off towards the end. That's all right though. The middle of the pack, not that competitive. Top of the pack, I would say, is a bit too competitive. But again, if you had a really cool brand and you had something that was a better product than all these guys, you could potentially make money on it. But you have to have the income to be able to start. So, what do I mean by this? Let's say, for example, we want to rank up here within the top 5 or 6. These guys are saying, they're doing on average, let's say 1,000 sales a month. Okay, so where's my phone? We want to rank up there. We need to be beating their sales. So if 1,000, let's just divide it by 30. So we need to be selling 30, let's say 34 units a day to be able to rank within this pack here. Okay. It's the only way we're going to do it. What you then have to do is have a good enough product, good enough branding, so that when you do rank up there, you maintain the rank through organic sales or through PPC. There's no point ranking as basically quick as you can and then having a bad product listing, which means you will just fall down the listings and they'll be all worth nothing. So that's where a lot of people make mistakes, is they don't think too clearly about the launch. So we have to give away, let's say, 34 products for about 7 days so that we can spike that Amazon algorithm and rank on the top of that page, near the top of that page. Now to do that, you've got to give away how many units? So you've got to give away, this is only really for like competitive products, so we can times that by 7. We've got to give away 233 units, okay? Now these products, we're probably getting them for, I don't know, $3, let's say. So 233 times $3, that's going to be $700, so plus kind of tax and all that sort of stuff. Let's say $1,000, okay, that you're basically spending to do that, because you'll have to do the giveaway. So you're giving people discounts, but also you still have to pay your FBA fee, you have to pay all that sort of stuff. So it's going to cost you money, especially with lost income of units that you can't make money on. So you have to be aware that you will spend this money up front that you won't get back straight away. However, if you have a good enough listing, a good enough brand, good enough support, bundling, all that sort of stuff, if you maintain that rank, you will make your money back, okay? And you'll make it back quite quickly. Like these guys, for example, they do £16,000 revenue a month. These guys at the top, £31,000. These guys, £10,000. So that initial cost of, let's say, £1,000 to get your product launched, you should make that back, but you have to have the income to be able to make that happen. And that's super, super important, okay? So there's one that you can look at. Another one you can look at, this is kind of going into a bit of a grey area with electronics, but someone has to sell them. You've got this doorbells thing, okay? Now, have a look at these. A lot of this is the same sort of sellers. So you just be aware of that sort of stuff. But as you can see, so many sales. You know, that's great for the UK market. That's a lot. But look at this, reviews. 3,000 reviews, 2,000, 2,000. You're not going to rank on that first page. Like, you're just not going to happen. So what we can do is we can extract the second page and we can have a look how they're doing, okay? Now you can see a lot less sales, but still, you know, they're doing all right. Some of these people have a lot of reviews. So this sort of one, again, you'd have to give away a lot, and you'd want to have a really good PPC strategy. So this, can you see the common theme here? Got to have a good brand, good listing, got to spend money on it, right? You can't just get the photos of Alibaba. You have to have professional photography. You have to have an optimized listing. You have to probably do a giveaway as well. You have to have a good PPC strategy. You have to have a follow-up email sequence. You can't just throw something out there and put PPC on. It's just, you know, it's not going to work like that for a competitive category, okay? Because it's going to cost too much for you to do the PPC to make profit, okay? So it's all about spiking that algorithm, getting a product launch, and then reap the benefits of maintaining that rank as you go through. So there's again something that's too competitive, but at some point in time, this would have been a perfect product to get into. And you know, maybe a couple of years ago. So if we look at maybe one of these top sellers, we can scroll down and we can see when this was available 2014, okay? So just a few years ago, but they had to start it at some time. If you were that person that started 2, 3, 4 years ago and you started a product, you could be making passively by this point. Now, how much are they doing? Let's have a look. Could be one easy chime. Yeah, so they're doing 20. You know, between their two products, they're doing over 30 grand. They've got one down here as well, another 10 grand. So they're doing 40 grand just from this kind of one type of product a month. Okay, so they're earning a lot of money from this, but they just had to start it a few years ago. So think about, you know, you want to start something now that in a year's time, in 2 years' time, is going to make you a lot of money, because it will be a bit more competitive in the future. There is a Goldilocks zone for when you get involved with the product, and we want to get it at that Goldilocks zone. However, some people do choose to go into competitive niches, but you have to have the money to back it up. Okay, here's another one for you. So this is like travel cubes or something like that. Travel cubes, pretty cool product. You know, especially, you know, us Brits love going on holidays, places that are warm, because we need to get out of the rainy weather, which is why we buy travel umbrellas. Again, this one, you know, good amount of sales. The reviews aren't as daunting. So we have the top two sellers that are kind of smashing it away. We've got one at 117, one at 100, one at 272. So that doesn't really concern me. I wouldn't be really worried about these numbers. At all, to be honest. So, you know, there's competition, but a bit of competition is healthy. The reason I wouldn't do this product is because it doesn't really interest me. You know, travel bags, I'm not like, it doesn't, you know, benefit my other products. It's just not something I would personally look into, but it's definitely something that you can look into. In terms of competitiveness, you know, it's not non-competitive or uncompetitive. There's a little bit of competition, but it's not too much that you can't get up there. You can't be making, you know, around these sorts of figures here in terms of, you know, 400 sales, 200 sales, 150 sales a month. As long as there's profit in it, then you'll be able to do it. For me, personally, I'd be looking at what are these guys doing so that they can sell for $21.99. These guys $30.99. Why can they sell their product for more money than these guys here, okay? I'm not looking to make, you know, $6.99 revenue per sale. I want to be doing, you know, $13.99, $21.99, $17.99. So this is what I do. I look at the products that are selling for the most amount of money and basically see what are they doing well, how can I mimic their success and try and make it a little bit better. And sometimes just mimicking their success will be good enough, because you're giving customers another option for a high quality product. And I say high quality, you know, it may be the same quality as all the others, but the listings are better, you have it at a higher price, the perceived value is higher. Again, making sure that you have your email follow-up sequence, make sure it's branded well, make sure that you have support, everything that you would need to have from a normal company, so that you can get those reviews and you can maintain yourself as a top seller for years to come. And that's really how you're going to make these passive income gains from Amazon FBA. I also looked at another one, like iPhone wireless charging thing. Again, just because I thought, you know what, I've always not looked at these because they're electronics, they could go wrong. They work with something that potentially might not be there in the future, like wireless charging. It might just completely disappear. So there's a risk there. However, people making serious money from it. So look, iPhone wireless charger. Now, if you got in at the right time, okay, maybe if you got in a few months ago, because this is when Apple released the iPhone, was it iPhone 8 and iPhone 10 or X, where they support wireless charging. It put this big influx in the market of people looking to buy it. Obviously, people with different devices, Samsung devices, they already had this, but there wasn't as much demand. Now there is a huge demand. You can't see it because they're not tagged in the parent category. But these guys at the top doing 2,000, nearly 3,000 sales a month, doing 40, 30 grand revenue from something that is private labelable. So you can go onto Alibaba, you can literally go and find these exact things, except from maybe some of the bigger companies like Belkin, but these ones here you can find, these ones you can find on Alibaba, and these ones you can. They're not special, they are private label products from people that are just doing this as what they normally do. They got in at the right time and they're making a lot of money from it. So it is possible, you just have to see the opportunity. But these sorts of products we looked at today, particularly the travel umbrella, the doorbell, the charger, these ones where you have to have money up front, a lot of money up front, to be able to, first of all, sustain the sales, to do the giveaways, to have the support, to get the pictures done and stuff like that. And other products that are a lower barrier to entry is normally where people will start, is because they don't have to put a lot of money into ranking their product because there's low competition. It's going to be easier to do that. So that's just kind of for today. Basically, let's just go back to the old picture. The reason for today's video really was to give you just guys awareness of what my thought process is when I look at these products, because a lot of people say don't go for them, and in the most part I agree. However, what we want to be doing is setting ourselves up for success so that we can get into a product like these at the right time, right? That's the process of doing this. We're not looking to make 100 sales a month for like the next 5 years. We're looking to get into something now that's gaining popularity so that you will continue to make more money and you can become better in what will be a competitive market, but you will be one of the best sellers. That's what we really want to go for. The key is anything you're doing. It's a really good tip for you guys. Make sure you pay attention to it. The key is focus on branding. Make sure that you have the branding down so that people want to buy it, so it has more perceived value. Have packaging designed, have a bag designed, have a email follow-up sequence, have everything you need to have repeat business, have people want to buy your product rather than people buy it because it's the cheapest. That's not what we're here to do. So hopefully, guys, you have enjoyed that video. If you have, hit that like button. I had a comment in my last video. I might put it down below. Just hit. I had a comment which was, stop waving your hands so much, it's distracting. I'll do what I want. It's my YouTube channel. But there we go. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback. Guys, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. I've got some more videos coming this week, some really interesting stuff. Make sure you head over to my Instagram channel, my Instagram account. I will be interviewing Tanner J. Fox in a few days on there. It's only available for 24 hours, so you want to be able to have notifications on. Join us on that live stream because it's going to be really good. Hope you enjoy today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.